friends, this is the Miss Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead. Don't look at my hair. It's there to distract you from the fact that I'm exhausted. Um, Today is an orange day. What that means, if you look at the chart at the beginning, is orange means I'm that close to being incapacitated by pain and lack of sleep. It's raining, and I told Howie yesterday afternoon when it was like 80 degrees out that it was going to rain. And he said, "Yeah, you're right. How did you know? How do you know?" I said, "Because, everything's hurting. Everything's starting to hurt. I'm getting a migraine. I'm getting flashing lights around the outside of my vision, on the right side of my head, all that kind of stuff." But the worst part is I went and picked up my son at work, and we didn't get home till midnight. And I could not get comfortable. No, that's not true. I could get comfortable because my bed is just amazing. But the problem is what some people don't realize about chronic pain is that chronic pain, can be very wearing on you mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Okay? But it's manageable. It's manageable depending on the level of pain you're at. Because it's kind of like a hum in the background. As long as it's humming, you know it's there, you can handle it, but it never really goes away. You just kind of turn a blind eye to it to the best of your ability and push forward. But when the pains start stabbing is when nothing works. You can't get comfortable. If you can get comfortable, for instance, I would get comfortable in my new Beauty Rest mattress, and all of a sudden I would get a stabbing pain go through my knee. And it's the difference between stabbing pain and constant pain is constant pain you can somehow tune out to a certain degree, especially with pain meds. Now, but stabbing pain means, yeah, you ache, but you're laying there and you're comfortable and you just start to doze off and you get a stab. Something stabs you like with a blunt knitting needle. And then it's like, ow, oh. And so you try and get yourself in a more comfortable position because that obviously didn't work, and you get a stabbing pain through your shoulder or stabbing pain through your back, and it has nothing to do with the bed and everything to do with fibromyalgia telling me that it's going to rain. So last night I got home from getting my son from work. I got home at midnight. I got into bed. I got into what I thought was a comfortable position, and then the stabbing started. And it's not constant, like ice pick stabbing. It's like stab. Oh, wake up, roll over, fix, move, whatever. Start to doze off, and a stab somewhere else. So it's kind of like a Chinese water torture where you don't know where it's coming from, you don't know when it's going to happen, and you can't, there's nothing you can do about it. Now, most of you know I'm a medical marijuana user, and I hate to smoke marijuana for the simple reason is I was a smoker for 26 years, and out of those 26 years, I smoked 2 packs a day for 20 of them. And it took me a long time. It was harder for me to quit smoking than it was to quit alcohol or any other kind of, quit sucking my thumb, taking sugar into my tea, no addiction to me compared to quitting smoking. So, and it's not the marijuana that bothers me. It's the act of pulling smoke into my lungs after battling to give up cigarette smoke. Mind you, it doesn't have the addictive properties. Thank God it doesn't have the addictive properties. So I just don't like it. I make canna butter, and recently I've been making it with coconut oil, and it's the bomb. Because coconut oil is 95% saturated fats, and so your brain is like, I think 70% fat and water or something. And so the easier, the more saturated the fat is, the easier your brain absorbs it. And because it's carrying medication, it goes a lot faster. Like can of butter made with butter can take an hour to 2 hours to kick in. Can of butter made with coconut oil sometimes hits me within 15 minutes. It's that wonderful. However, my problem being is that we didn't get home from picking, I didn't get home from picking my son up until midnight, after midnight, and he has to work at 9 a.m. this morning, and he's working at double, which means when I got up at 5:30, like Papa's very understanding. I usually get up at 4:45, but on Fridays I get up at 5:30, and he eats cereal, and I make him his lunch, or no, those are on my rush days. But anyway, I got up and I made him his breakfast, I made him his lunch, and I put Gracie out, and now, and that was, I got up at 5:30, and now I'm sitting here waiting because I've got to wait another hour almost before I take my son to work. So I couldn't take my can of butter or my coconut can of butter last night because it lasts a lot longer than smoking it. Smoking it may last a half an hour to an hour to 2 hours, but the high effect will only last me about an hour when it comes to smoking it. But the benefits after the high wears off, the benefits of the managing pain are much better, but it doesn't last as long. So I prefer butter, again, not just because it's not smoking it, but because it lasts longer. But I couldn't take it last night because I would have been high when I woke up this morning. And I can't take the risk of still being high at 8 o'clock when I got to take my son to work. So it was just a rough night. Today is an orange day. An orange day means if I don't get some restorative sleep, a good 4 hours of restorative sleep today in this weather, I'm going to be red tomorrow. And red is where I'm having emotional meltdowns because I just can't function properly at all. It's a cascade of failure with fibromyalgia and insomnia, which go hand in hand 90% of the time. It's a cascade of failure if you can't get the restorative sleep you need to manage your pain, then your pain becomes unmanageable, right? So, it's raining. I'm in pain. I got an hour and a half sleep. I'm waiting for my son to get up so I can take him to work, and then I'm going back to bed. And hopefully tonight and tomorrow and Sunday, while Papa's renovating and I'm driving Briar to and from work and working around the mass and fixing curtains, hopefully somewhere this will go down to a yellow. That would be really cool, because nobody wants to see me red, period. This is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead, asking for prayers, helping me manage my pain, because I'm really going to need it today. All right? Take care. God bless.